Hey guys, this is going to be a revised and somewhat updated top 10. This particular list was my second top 10 on my current account. So, welcome to my new top 10 anime women who are not my 13 Angels video. I've made a few changes to the list, but you'll still see half of the previous candidates. I hope you like it. As always, please respect my opinions. If you see a character you dislike, please accept it. Right, let's get started. Number 10. Sonya from Kill Me Baby. Sonya still remains one of the most badass anime women I've ever seen. Her character is still spot on, and she still makes me laugh. Seeing her being herself makes for major LOLs. I do wonder why she sticks with Yasuna. The girl is always pushing her buttons. Of course, this subsequently leads to her being in constant pain, which is always hilarious. On the other hand, as I pointed out last time, Sonya's lack of self-restraint does cost her points. And I continue to question how and why she was accepted into high school, given her profession. Then again, the school did also accept a ninja. Well, regardless, Sonya still makes the list due to her being seriously badass and seriously hilarious. I don't think I would have minded having someone like her as a classmate in school. Each day certainly would have been interesting. If I hadn't killed Yasuna, that is. And so, Sonya holds her place at number 10. Number 9. Rei Takibana from Pony Pony Dash. When it comes to the bitches of anime, Rei pretty much sets the standard, if you know what I mean. There's no denying that she is a bitch. But she's the kind of bitch you can come to seriously like. She doesn't look down on people, except maybe Becky. And she doesn't abuse the living daylights out of them. She respects people. Most of them anyway. And speaking of Becky, watching Rei scare that out of her is always fun. That and seeing her knocking the stuffing out of Himeko. I just loved Rei. Her character was brilliant, and she was a real looker. It's actually quite surprising how similar she is to Yozora Mikazuki. Not to mention that their dub actresses sound ridiculously alike. I actually thought, while I was watching Haganai I Don't Have Many Friends Season 1, that they were voiced by the same person. I now know that they aren't, but damn. Now, it's not that I have anything against Ichijo, but I seriously think that Rei should have been the class rep. But as much as I like her, she could maybe have toned down her bitchiness towards some of the characters. Not all of them, but some. However, she still makes it to 9. Number 8. Ritsu Tanaka from K-On! Yep, Ritsu still only makes 8, for exactly the same reasons as before. But somehow, I kind of feel bad about that. I mean, me not liking her from the start. I know she's a lazy troublemaker 90% of the time, much like Tomo Takino. But unlike Tomo, Ritsu is not a bitch. With the exception of that one time. Seriously, Ritsu, why did you have to act like that? I just don't get it. But I am really glad that was just one time. And as I also said before, I now adore Rei-chan. She's super funny, and when she's not slacking off or trying to scare the out of Mio, she's a great girl, and she can be quite sweet at times. I personally think Ritsu has more in common with Yuko Aioi from Nichijou than Tomo. In fact, Ritsu's and Mio's relationship is a lot like Yuko's and Mio's. Too bad the former don't have a friend like mine. Now that would be interesting. So yeah, Ritsu's place on this list doesn't change unfortunately. Her bitchiness towards Mio and Nodoka during Season 1 just really gets to me. And that's a shame. She's such a wonderful character. Oh well. And that's why Ritsu is staying at 8. Number 7. Makoto Kikuchi from The Idolmaster. Makoto is another one of those characters I can't help but feel sorry for. Like Kurumi Momose and Kotaka Hasagawa, She's constantly treated like garbage. Her problem being that she's a tomboy and is viewed as such by everyone. All she wants is to be treated like a girl. But will anyone do it? No. It's always, "Hey Makoto, be a guy." Even her dad apparently does it. And I just find that sad and selfish. The one time where Makoto got to briefly be a girl was when the producer, whose name we never find out, took her out on that date. Man, was Mickey surprised to hear that word. I know that it seems stupid that things like that get to me, but I know from personal experience what being mistreated feels like. It hurts, and Makoto really does not deserve that. I often wonder if I would be her only male fan if I was in the anime. Probably. However, just like Kurumi and Kotaka, at least as far as I know, Makoto doesn't do anything to change her image. Then again, I guess she can't, given her profession. And that's why she's at 7. Number 6. Wakaba Saigusa from Vivid Red Operation. It's quite interesting how some of the tough girls in anime are portrayed. They're always shown as unshakable and admirable toughies, but underneath is usually a huge girly softie and or a scaredy cat. Wakaba is both. About 85% of the time, she's a hardcore kendo girl and soldier. However, should insects or creepy crawlies go near her, she freaks out and runs off into the distance, screaming her lungs out. Much like a certain someone I know. And should the subject of clothes come up, she basically becomes a little kid, insisting that Himawari dress up to look cute. There's actually quite a resemblance between Wakaba and Rise Tadeza. I wonder how Rise would fare at kendo. I especially liked how protective Wakaba was with Himawari in that one episode when they were approached by all those guys. That was hilarious. I would have to say that Wakaba is definitely my favorite of the 4 main girls of Vivid Red Operation. And she gets to number 6. Number 5. Homura Akemi from Puella Magi Monica Magica. When it comes to character development, I think Homura sets the standard. She's steeped in mystery for almost the entire anime, and we always wonder what her true motives are. Then we get to episode 10, which explains everything. I still find the change she went through in terms of personality quite shocking. Then again, I think that could probably happen to almost anyone. As I said before, I found her determination really admirable. She wanted to save Monica, and was willing to do anything, reliving the same month over and over again. If only there were more people like her. While Mami may be my number 1 when it comes to magical girls, Homura comes a very close second. It's a shame that all her efforts were ultimately in vain, but we can't always have what we want. But it's still good that she still remembered Monica, though that was probably still quite lonely. And so, Homura holds her place at number 5. Number 4. Yori Nakamura from Angel Beats. There's not much I can really say here about Yorippy that I didn't say before. Despite being very similar to Haruhi Suzumiya, she is still a far better character. Plus, she's much better looking in my opinion. Yes, she does show mistreatment from time to time, but unlike with Haruhi, Yorippy's mistreatment is funny. And remember, she actually respects her team, something that Haruhi doesn't do. And this is all why Yorippy is how Haruhi should have been. And it's also why she's still at 4. Number 3. Yozora Mikuzuki from Haganai I Don't Have Many Friends. Of the Haganai I Don't Have Many Friends cover girls, Yozora is easily my favorite. I will admit that she's a bitch a lot of the time, but like with Rei, she's a likable bitch. It's kind of sweet that she never forgot about Kotaka even after all those years. It's also a shame that Meat isn't the same caliber as Yozora, if that even makes sense. But they can't all be likable. It's also really fun watching Yozora do her thing with Meat, always tricking her into doing stupid things, and taking advantage of Maria's gullibility. That never gets old. I think it's pretty obvious that Yozora and Meat are friends. They just won't admit it. Then again, I think the whole Neighbors Club itself are friends, but they just won't say that they are. Hopefully that changes by the end of Season 2. The only real gripe I have with Yozora is the fact that she cut her hair. I mean, I know why she did it, but short hair just does not suit her. Anyway, Yozora gets to number 3 because of how likable she is and how just plain awesome she is. Number 2. Miyuki Takara from Lucky Star. You rarely get more ladylike than Miyuki. Perfect manners and polite demeanor. And of course, she's also really adorable. It's really interesting how different she is to her mom. If only all rich girls in anime were like Miyuki. There are some who are. Best examples I could think of being Aoi Futaba from Vivid Red Operation and Tsumugi Kotobuki from K-On! It's also really cute how childlike Miyuki can be at times. She always makes me smile. Konata could really learn something from her. I still love you though, Konata. It's also funny how, even though she's an airhead, she's still amazingly responsible. I can't really think of many other airheads who are like that. BTW, does anyone else think she's incredibly beautiful with her glasses off? She's really beautiful anyway, but without her specs on, oh man. For all these reasons, Miyuki is this list's runner-up. Well, it's that time again. Time for a recap. Number 10, Sonia from Kill Me Baby, the pro assassin trying to lead a normal life. Number 9, Rei Takibana from Pony Pony Dash. She may be a bitch, but damn she's fine. Number 8, Ritsu Tanaka from K-On!, the drumming slacker who eventually won my heart. Number 7, Makoto Kikuchi from the Idolmaster, the tomboy who wishes she wasn't. Number 6, Wakaba Saikusa from Vivid Red Operation, the kendo master with a girly side. Number 5, Homura Kemi from Prolai Machai Monica Magica, the living definition of persistence. Number 4, Yuri Nakamura, aka Yuripi from Angel Beats. She may be similar to Haruhi Suzumiya, but she's infinitely better. Number 3, Yozora Mikazuki from Haganai I Don't Have Many Friends. If she doesn't like you, you will know about it. And number 2, Miyuki Takara from Lucky Star. They rarely come more angelic than this. Number 1. Hime Haruna from Achikochi. In terms of sheer adorableness, Sumiki is number 1 of the Achikochi girls. But she's one of my 13 angels, so she can't be here. But Hime comes a very, very close second. I utterly adore her. Her resemblance to Sakasa Hiragi is always striking. The only real difference between them being that Hime is a nosebleeder, which is probably her most amusing quality. She always makes me smile with her childish innocence, and seeing her get flustered always makes me giggle. Too bad she doesn't have much of a spine when it comes to Mayoi. Though I did really like it when she walloped Mayoi for making that baby joke. I just wish she'd do it more often. I wonder if she has any admirers in school. She would make a wonderful girlfriend, and ultimately, wife. Granted, any guy who dated her would be scraping her off the floor whenever she had a, let's call it, overflow. I dare you all to try saying that Hime isn't adorable, if not just really cute. If they ever make a season 2 of AK, and I seriously hope they do, I hope Hime continues to be adorable. And so, Hime makes number 1. And that wraps this list up. I really had to think for this one. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and remember, as I always say, to stay chilled, everyone.